The following is a sports presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is. Great to have you folks here with us. We appreciate you being here and taking time, and certainly appreciate your coverage and the difference you make for Carson-Newman University. We feel about our offense this year. We return, for the most part, a veteran group, and you judge that obviously starting at the quarterback position, the guy that pulls the trigger, Deandre Thomas, and we're looking for him to do really some great things. He was a sophomore last year that made big plays for us, continued to grow, and he's really been exciting to watch him this fall come out and be a leader with the offense. We've got some running backs back, Andy Hibbett, Randall Freeman, Jamal Jones. We've got Anthony Ball. We've got a new running back that's a transfer, Damian Baker, who is going to be a very exciting player for us here at Carson-Newman as he continues to, he knows the offense, but he continues to get more comfortable with it. So things are automatic to him, and we stop the merry-go-round about the thinking process and make things where they're automatic. So when the ball snapped, he can be the kind of player that he can be. At receiver, with an Anthony Eubanks, with a Trayshawn Ward. We've got guys that Jared Belovedy. Excuse me for looking at this. But we've got a couple of young guys in there. Aaron Seward's a guy that returns that ended up at times starting for us last year, and he really had a great summer and is having a great fall camp. We've got a young man named Darian Harris that's here as a true freshman that has made a lot of plays for us, and he's going to get a lot of playing time. At tight end, we've got a young man returning that if you looked at video from first of last year and look at video now, you'll go, they brought in illegal players, not the same guy. But he's gone through a transformation. And I think the biggest transformation he's gone through has been in his heart. And that's James Phillips. And he's a factor now in this offense, both as a receiver and both as a blocker. We moved a young man that we brought out of Johnson City. He was playing defensive end, and his name's Grant Janeway. And he is learning the position as a tight end to be the backup and be part of the two tight end sets. Up front, offensive line, we've got a great blend right there. And it's been like it has been for the last 2 or 3 years. We've had some older guys, brought in some freshmen that have worked their way into playing time, and you're starting to get into a situation where you've got some guys that feed into the program. Robbie Ignani would be the senior. He's graduated, working in graduate school. He's the right guard. Derek Evans, a year ago, was a transfer from Appalachian State. He's our center, and he's really come a long way about learning to do things our way, which is different than some of the offenses that he's played in before. We had a young man last year, was a freshman from Naples, Dan Gallman, who toward the middle to the end of the year ended up being the starter, and he has really been exciting this fall to watch. The other tackle is Tyler Scott, who started part of last year, and he's from Georgia, and this will be his junior year, I believe. So in experience and in knowledge and in confidence, he has grown quite a bit right there. At left guard, we've got a couple young men competing for that are really young. They're sophomores, but they're big kids, and they're going to get stronger and bigger, and they're going to get more knowledgeable of the offense, and that's Austin Lewis and Patrick Priest. This has been a great group to work with, not just on offense, but all of them, because they seem like a group that's bought in, and they're fun to coach. And it's the same as being the CEO or the sportscaster or being a football coach. If the people around you are having a good time, then you're going to have a good time as a coach. And we made a decree early this year we were going to have a good time and work as a team and work as a unit. And so far, that's what we've got out of them, and they're fun to be around. We got a long way to go, but I think they're excited about the possibilities and where we could be in September, and know that it's a continuing learning process. We're not there by any means, and we're not going to arrive by September the 4th, but we're going to work at getting that train going in the right direction.
Questions?
When
more experience and getting him back. Do you feel like you can put more on him, and how different is he than maybe starting last year?
Well, I don't think we have to put any more on him. I think he just the difference is now his confidence level is better, his health is better. He's been in it for 2 years now. Played a little bit as a freshman. Played a whole lot last year as a sophomore. Was a starter. We've got 2 young men behind him that'll be sophomores, and Darvier DeBose from South Carolina and Noah Suber from North Carolina, and they're becoming more complete players. So with Deandre there, you've got a guy that they know can produce. Okay, he can look in those eyes in the huddle. We don't huddle very much, but they can look in those eyes or hear that voice when we're on the ball, and they know the confidence is there to get it done.
Two new starters on offensive line. Obviously, you're replacing 2 4-year guys. One of them's All-American.
Yes.
So I mean, that's well, obviously it's different, but how different is it this year without Lucas and Alex here?
Well, in some ways it's different because both those guys, the day we came here, we told them they were starters when they were freshmen. You ought to have seen their eyes on that statement. It's like 2 big softballs. So they were going to start regardless, because that's what we had. And these other guys have come behind them, and worked and practiced and got playing time and that type of deal. And there's something, Adam, about some newness that adds a little bit more excitement to it. And a little bit more newness sometimes makes for the good kind of urgency, not panic. There's a difference between panic and urgency, and we want them to play on offense with urgency.
You talked a little bit about Phillips already and how he's changed. I know, especially in the playoffs and stuff, he really became a factor in offense. Maybe just to talk a bit more about him as that kind of passing weapon that you really haven't had since, I guess, Mo was here, probably.
Right. He is. Bless his heart, he came here last year and he had no choice. We had to put him in there and play him. And he probably wasn't, he hadn't been playing football very long. I think he'd been more of a basketball player maybe than he'd been a football player. It was like, hey, there ain't no choice, baby, you got to do it. And but now he has had some struggles that he's learned to fight through. I think he's one of those guys that you can see that he's learned to trust people. He's learned to trust. And he also has he's found out that other people depend on him. But it's really been something to watch him just sort of flourish right now and be doing his craft as a tight end.
You lose your 2 senior running backs from last year, but Andy Hibbett's still here, and obviously he's been so productive ever since even as a freshman. How important is he to what you guys are doing?
He's the cowbell as far as a running back. He's going to be the guy that brings them to attention. He's the guy that they know is going to be the leader, how they want to get it done. His work ethic, his leadership, his ability to make plays, special.
What was the biggest thing you took away from this morning's tournament?
Well, we probably yesterday in a couple practices maybe didn't have so productive of the days. All right, and it was going to be interesting to see what they did this morning. Wake up, get you a snack, and time to go scrimmage at 6:30. And I was really proud of how they rallied. Okay, how they rallied, and it was back to work. Had great enthusiasm, and that was good to see.
Talk about your offensive pace for a second. Last year, you ran 999 plays, most all time. Do you get quicker?
We got to be, because we got to get to 1,000 at least. All right, we got to get quicker. We want the tempo, and the great part about keeping things simple as an offense, being explosive, being consistent in what you're doing. We always want to set the tempo. Coach Sparks, from the first time we ever came here in 1980, we talk about every day about a 100-yard dash. Except now there's no set. You just got to go. We're going to go explosively, run 100-yard dashes. So we're excited about the tempo. We taught those kids the first day of the huddle and go, hey, learn it today because you probably won't be in it 10 more times in your life. And we like the way they appreciate the tempo and the way they're able to go and attack them. But we're always looking to get faster.